This is Ian Lamont. I've been an independent publisher for more than 10 years. I'm going to give you some guidelines for exporting a book cover so that it works in different types of ePub formats for publishing as an ebook. So that would be Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing as well as Apple iBooks. There's a lot of confusion about this, and part of it is because the two major platforms, and that is Amazon KDP plus the Apple iBooks, they don't have the same standards, and it really messes people up. So Apple, this is the Apple Books Asset Guide, and they say that, first of all, the maximum size for the cover is 5.6 million pixels. That's important because actually, as of a few years ago, it was much less than that, and that caused a lot of issues for people. The other thing that Apple says, it should be 1,400 pixels along the shorter axis. And the problem with this is it doesn't say what the maximum height should be. And the reason why they're doing that is because some books, for instance, like a children's book, it will be wider than it is tall, whereas like a novel will be the other way around. So they just say 1,400 pixels along the shorter axis. Meanwhile, Amazon, they have their own requirements, or actually recommendations. They say the dimension should be 2,560 pixels in height by 1,600 pixels in width. So that's really kind of a long and narrow, tall cover, which doesn't work for everybody either. And furthermore, at least in the past, when you used to upload a ebook cover of this size, Apple would reject it because it's too big for their technological systems for iTunes, what is it called, iTunes Producer, and the other software they have to manage ebooks on the iBooks on the Apple Books platform. So this didn't work either, but this is just a recommendation. So basically, the sweet spot for publishing a cover on both KDP and Apple Books is to basically export a copy of the cover that is 1,400 pixels wide by 2,100 pixels high. Now that happens to match the ratio for a 6:9 print cover. That's what this is right here. However, I discovered the hard way that once you actually, for instance, exporting this particular cover and then chopping it in half and just having the right side of the cover here be your ebook cover, things get cut off, and I'll show you what I mean. So this is the same cover. You can see it right here. Basically, what I did is I exported it and then I cropped it to 1,400 by 2,100, and you can see at the very bottom the byline is getting cut off there. So what I need to do actually is to go back to a copy of my print cover. And this is in Canva, by the way. I'm going to be rearranging some things around, like moving stuff up. So basically, when I crop it, my name won't be cut off, and the other design elements, like this blue bar at the bottom, will also be visible on the ebook cover. But basically, that's the long and short of it. It's a little bit confusing, but what I would recommend for anybody who's publishing like a standard book that's kind of a novel dimensions, that would be, and I usually publish 6:9, go for 1,400 pixels wide by 2,100 pixels tall.